Welcome back, fans and friends, for this upcoming video. As promised, I'm going to do those three M2s. So clearly from those two cars, you can tell that this will be the Pontiac GTO. So I was right, but I was not right about the version of the M2 I did. So I covered the basics for this. This is the Pontiac GTO Judge, 1969 version. In the background there, we have the previous one I did from the VP Racing, also 1969, but as I said before, it is really 65, the GTO Judge. So we'll be doing some minor comparisons. Hopefully I get through this really quickly. The unfortunate thing is, you can see there, the left side of the GTO, unfortunately it shares the exact same defect as this one here. You can see there the hood is shut, but it is not quite shut. So that is disappointing. The trend continues. So if you do happen to see this, they're both not really the same age, but they're both 22 of last year. So they are relatively recent. I've covered this one before, so I'm not going to hopefully go into too much detail. It's this one. As you can see there, I destroyed the packaging. The VP Racing GTO Judge. See there, VP and GM. 2022, last year's. Slick looking box. You haven't destroyed it. And that is this one here. It is equipped according to the car itself, the 455 high output engine, Pontiac, nice decals and everything else. And we have the Judge on the back there, GTO, something on the license plates, and GTO again there. And this one, I think happens to be much clearer than the one we get here. But let me get out of the package before I start ragging on it. So I've covered everything else, and then there we have ET wheels. So unfortunately, even that one has better wheels than this one. Red lines. Anyway, so I've covered pretty much everything else. We're just going to go ahead and get it out of its packaging, because that's what we do here. And so, the other one that I have, GTO, is the M2. I want to say their basic line. It costs a little bit less. Sometimes they have opening doors. Most of the time they don't, though. It's basically like a green light without the opening hood. So there we have the very basic interior of the box. And then here we have the car itself. Nice shiny case. There you go. Release 69, 23, 28 of this year. And so here we have it, like I said there. And we can see the wheels are a little bit loose. We have the beige trim. And this door is kind of stuck. The last thing you want to do is destroy this. You just opened it, right? And you paid so much money for it. Alright, so that left door just decided right now it does not want to open. I will simply get the car off its base, because that is the best way to compare the two. I noticed that I see it, the the VP Racing one looks a lot better. And for the one thing, I don't remember having too much trouble opening the doors as much as I'm having right now. So basically, we still have the same hood inlets. They don't appear to have made too many changes there. Like I said, the hood shows the same defect as before. GTO, now that I see it, the T is a little bit less visible. Painted lights, the grille appears to be almost identical. Like I said, beige interior, no rear view mirrors. The wheels appear to run very well. This car ran very well, so I'm pretty sure this one will as well. Yeah, look at that, it just flies down the road. No spoiler. Obviously nothing about the Judge. We have GTO written. Yeah, that is GTO. And the keyhole for the trunk. Everything appears to be extremely similar, but you can just see how much clearer that one is. And then this one. So let me just make sure one more time. Okay, so yeah, so it's in the middle there. I said I was a little bit worried. It is in fact just black paint from the interior here. I am not sure if it's supposed to be like that, because this one has the exact same thing. As we can see, the rear ends of the car are almost identical. The only major difference between the two is the spoiler. rear glass, all the same. Side windows, all the same. We just get the really nice silver rim on the side there and the stripe from the VP Racing version. Just remember that one there is the Judge version. It is not the base model GTO, if there is such a thing. And so here we have, and it just says 1969 GTO. So is it? Yeah, it's the exact same as what's there. So basically, we're relying on the package product to leave it on that little base to tell us what it is. And obviously the 120th day of last year and the 5270R. Yeah, exactly everything as is on the base. Oh, no, the date's different. It's 01023 there, so it is not the same one. This is 120 and this is 010. You can just see there 010. It is. I had a few issues with the green light doing that, but this is not. I don't believe this is the first M2 that does that. The other thing too, at the bottom of the car is you can see how big those wheels are, and as you can see, the base here is different base. All they do is you can see how it's different colored. It's because it is produced that way and then just swapped out depending on if you're going to use the large wheels. They're not compatible with each other, so they will stick out. You could probably put them on; they'll fit, but they'll be way out here. Right, you can just see the obvious difference between the two. And they both use the shiny black gloss base. There's the M2. What else is important about this car? I can't get the left door open still. There it is. Really stiff. Sometimes it happens. I don't want to break it. I don't want to bend it because that's what it'll do. Just quickly, we're going to see if it has the same engine. Perhaps it does, perhaps it does not. And as you can see there, the huge issue with the hood. The left side of it is so much wider than the right side. Continues as on that car. So they've just continued the same issue. No other difference. I'm just looking at here the inlets. You see the little silver lining? It is not lined in this one. It's there, just not as fancy looking. So fans and friends, here is the, oh, look what they did. They just put the black on silver on black. It is extremely difficult to see. Maybe I can rearrange the lighting. You can see the beige interior better than you can see the engine. That's just how bad it is. So that's sort of a disappointment. I don't know what else to say. So what I'm saying there is, I can see it, but it is a black plastic on a silver. Only the front of it is silver, and it's really hard to see. You can see just there the little silver triangle. Extremely difficult to see. There, you can get a better look at it there. Compare that to this. I will probably look, and it's a very different engine too. So it's kind of disappointing we're not able to see the different engine. Just look at the difference. The hood opens the same distance, but you can't see the engine because of the way they've made it. So, fans and friends, if you happen to see these two on the shelves, probably not, I highly recommend this one. It is noticeably better in terms of the hood on mine keeps falling because I loosened the doors, and when you loosen the doors, you also affect the much better made. Not much better made. It's extremely similar. It's just more presentable is the word I'm looking for. Plus, it says everything on the car. You have the Judge GTO, the engine, and Pontiac. This one only does the GTO part. They literally cover nothing else. So you have the little turning signals and then a few other details. There's a GTO on the side, same as on this car. But other than that, there is absolutely no way to tell the trim level or anything else. GTO, by the way, I mean. So there we have it. They continued certain bad things. They really dumbed it down overall. But if you're looking for a re-release from M2, you can get this release 69 from them. It is the Pontiac GTO in the green color. And I believe GTO is not a base model. It's the performance version of the car. And so there we have it. A few things done well, a few issues continued, and this is a brand new defect. And you can just see how the hood does not line up. So, fans and friends, I apologize for the long-winded video, but I happen to like that one. And then this one was the Hot Wheels. Came with a 2-pack with the GSX, which neither Greenlight nor M2 has released. Obviously, the street racing version of it, the GTO. Extremely basic, extremely not to scale. But unlike the other two, we can tell it is a 1967 Pontiac GTO, so it's doing better than the M2. And since there is no Greenlight competition, this is all I have to show you. I don't have the Johnny Lightning yet. I may or may not. So, fans and friends, thanks for watching. It's Thomas from Toronto, and till the next one.